Mindful Life Practice community.
Hello, everybody. You can, if you need to take a sip of water or sip of tea, go for it. Otherwise, you can remain in your child's pose. So just give everyone a moment to get settled. I hope everyone can hear me all right. Always the challenge. But I don't see too many faces near the screen, so it sounds like it should be okay. So you can sink back into your child's pose. And as we kind of take this transition from a gentle flow to a more strong, slow flow, I want to just take a moment to begin by feeling all the points that your body is connecting with the ground and allowing your body to feel nice and grounded. You can start to invite the oceanic breath into your body by constricting the back of your throat and letting it feel like a little more pressure breathing in and out, and you might hear kind of the sound waves. And I invite you to just take a moment to acknowledge the land beneath you and honor its history. Right now we're spread around the world, and I'm coming to you from ceded Dakota territory. So just take a moment to acknowledge the ground beneath you, honor its history. And I also invite you to acknowledge and honor the sacred tradition of yoga that has been passed down through time and space from the land of India by those who have taught and practiced. And you can keep your oceanic breath going a few more rounds as I read a little poem to start this segment of the class. It's called Know the Difference from Cleo Wade's book, Where to Begin. Know the difference, and if you have come a long way, rest, don't stop. As the saying goes, you didn't come this far just to come this far. Alex's meditation at the beginning of this practice inspired me to reflect on that poem and how yoga so often has taught me lessons in my real life. And so I invite you to let the intention of perseverance guide you through this segment, or whatever other intention you have. So you can return to your normal breath and just start to walk your fingertips back to your knees. Let's tuck our toes underneath, sitting on our heels. If this feels too much, you can just return to flat feet. Otherwise, let's just do a few shoulder rolls, rolling our shoulders back. And then roll your shoulders forward. Let's settle our shoulders, let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Maybe let your right hand connect to your left ear to act as a little weight. Maybe start to move the gaze down, just shifting the stretch. Let's release that side, bring your head to center, draw a few circles with the neck, let the chin guide in a slow movement in just one direction. Settle back to center, let your left ear fall towards the left shoulder, maybe letting your left hand this time act as a gentle, gentle weight. Letting your gaze shift towards the ground, perhaps. And release by letting your neck roll. And maybe you're going to plant your hands in front of your knees. If your toes have been tucked this whole time, you might want to tap them out a little bit. And then you can retuck your toes and lift your hips up and back, walking your hands towards your feet and maybe grabbing opposite elbows Feet are about hip distance apart, hanging in a ragdoll shape. Maybe sway back and forth. Let's release our palms to the ground. You'll inhale to a flat back, crown of the head shines towards the front of the room. Fingers maybe lift to the shins or the knees. Exhale, release to the ground. And inhale, lift your arms up and overhead, standing tall. And exhale, hands to your heart and release towards your sides. You're going to inhale, lift your right foot and then plant it in front of you, letting the left foot follow, walking very slowly and carefully towards the very front of your mat. Maybe close your eyes and really feel the sensations of your feet. They guide us and walk us so far. Let's inhale, palms up and over once you reach the front of your mat, and exhale, forward fold, hands to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, hands lift to the shins or the knees, crown of the head towards the front of the room, just moving slowly. And exhaling, releasing to the ground. Inhale, lift arms up and overhead. Maybe take a slight back bend. Maybe bring your hands to cactus, just shining the chest forward more than dumping in your spine. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Here you can play with the placement of your feet if you want them hip distance or maybe big toes touch. We'll inhale, palms up and overhead, and then connect fingers or interlace fingers, letting your pointer fingers remain up towards the ceiling or the sky. Inhale, lift and lengthen, then exhale, you're going to fold to the right, letting your fingers guide the movement. If you feel like you need a little more support, you could step your feet apart. You could release your grip. Just hold and breathe here, a few rounds of breath. Reminding ourselves to keep going. Inhale yourself to center. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale your hands up and over, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale your hands to your knees, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, palms up and over. Exhale, slight back bend, shine the chest forward, maybe cactus the arms, 90-degree angle. And inhale, arms up and over. Exhale to heart. Let's inhale, palms meet up and over your head. Interlace your fingertips, but take the opposite grip this time, letting the awkward pinky go in front. Let's inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, bend to the left. Taking whatever adjustments that will make this shape a little more sustainable, or persevering and holding through the quivers. Let's inhale to center, and exhale, keep your palms lifted and sit your hips back into a chair pose, chair shape. So your knees are bent, your hips are sitting back as if you're sitting into a chair, your arms remain lifted. Take a few breaths here. And listen to your own body. If you're able to sink a little bit deeper, go for it. And let's start to shift our weight into our left foot, lifting the right foot and carefully, slowly, and gently stepping back, trying to make minimal sound, landing in a crescent lunge. Arms remain lifted towards the ceiling. Knowing that we're going to hold here for about a minute. So finding the deepness of the lunge that's sustainable yet challenging. And just focus on the breath if your mind starts to wander. And I invite you to stay here in stillness, or what you might choose to do is bring your hands to your heart. And then on your exhale, you're going to twist towards the left, opening the arms. And then on your inhale, you can return your hands to center, lifting palms up and over. And just moving slowly, mindfully, or of course, choosing to remain in stillness in either of these shapes. And let's start to find your way back to arms extended in front of you. We're going to lower our palms to the ground, framing the left foot. We'll step the left foot back and step the right foot forward. Let's inhale, lift your palms up and overhead so we have our lunge shape on the opposite side. And just hold to begin. Letting the breath bring your mind back to the present moment if it started to wander. And then if you'd like to add that movement into this side, you can exhale your hands to your heart, pause for the inhale, and then on the exhale, you'll twist to the right side, extending the arms long, letting your inhale guide you back to center, arms lifting overhead. On the exhale, we twist, extending the arms to the sides. Inhale to center and up and over. And just move slowly and mindfully for a few more rounds. And then make your way back to arms up and over. On an exhale, lower your palms to frame your foot. Let's step the right foot back, landing in a plank. We're going to go through a very slow lowering to the ground. So first, just make sure that your heels are guiding towards the back of the room. Your hands are planted under your shoulders. And as we start to lower, you'll bend your elbows towards the back of the room, hugging your body. So take an inhale in your plank. And exhale, we're going to lower to the count of 10. So inhale, stay high, and exhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, letting your knees drop if you need to, 4, 3, 2, 1. Landing your belly on the ground. Let's place our elbows under our shoulders. Let your chest shine forward into a Sphinx pose. Take a few breaths here. And then let's plant our hands under our shoulders. On an inhale, lift your chest, cobra shape. Hold a few rounds. And on an exhale, lower. Let's tuck our toes, lift our bodies up, and lift your hips up and back to a downward dog. So arms are extended in front of you, legs are straight or bent a little bit. Let's inhale our left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between the palms. Inhale, we'll cartwheel our hands to land in a warrior two. Left arm towards the front of the room. Right arm behind you. And just sink into the shape, finding the place that makes sense to be sustainable, and just holding in stillness and inviting the challenge to teach us how to persevere. checking out your alignment, maybe in your camera or just by taking a little note of your body. If your ankle or your heel is aligned with the arch of your foot, arms should be pretty steady. If you want to invite movement into the shape, you can inhale, lifting your left palm to the sky, right arm to the back of your left leg or right leg, and then exhale to the right elbow meeting the right knee, left arm lifting up and over. Inhale to your reverse warrior. Exhale to your extended side angle. Moving slowly and mindfully. And let's land back in warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Let's let the toes all face the side of the mat. Maybe your heels are a little bit wider than your toes. We'll inhale, palms up and over, and exhale, forward fold. Let's plant our left hand and inhale your right hand towards the sky. Exhale, lower the right hand. Inhale the left hand up towards the sky. Exhale, lower, inhale, twist. Move a few more times. Land on your next round, making sure you're balanced on both sides. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, lower. And inhale, palms up and over, hands to heart. Let's shift our right toes facing the back of the room. And let your right knee start to bend, landing in warrior two on the opposite side. Holding here first in stillness. Gaze towards those right fingertips. Once you found a nice sustainable shape. Inviting some movement into this shape to inhale to reverse your warrior. Right palm lift, left palm towards the back of your thigh. Exhale, knee to elbow. Just a few breaths and movement. And next time you're able to find yourself in your warrior two shape, make your way there. Let's take our toes all pointing towards the side. We're going to point our left toes back towards the front of the mat. We're going to cartwheel our hands to frame our left foot. Step your left foot back. Let's lower onto the knees and lower all the way to the ground, elbows towards the back of the room. Inhale to a little cobra shape. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale to a tabletop and exhale, sit your hips or sit your bottom on your hips, landing in a child's pose. And take a few breaths here.